What's up guys, Garrett here with Self.dev. We are back doing some more resume reviews for you. A few of these resumes are a month or two old. If I don't review your resume and you've sent it to me, it's not because it's a bad resume, it's because I don't have any feedback and it's a good resume. So, props. Now, just because it's on here doesn't mean it's a bad resume. These are just resumes that I feel like I can give constructive feedback and help you improve your resume on. So, first one here is Michael's. I like that you have the portfolio, email, and phone number up here. You're missing GitHub, put that on there. If you don't have a GitHub, go make one, because that's an important thing. Education, that looks good. Experience, you got a web developer internship. I might put the experience above education, because like that internship's gonna carry more weight than, why are those highlighted blue? That's weird. That internship's gonna carry more weight than the education, because that's like physical, like you've actually been coding before in a job, in a job setting. Jeez, got tongue tied there. And then I like how you frame this. Surpassed sales goals over 1,000 daily. I like when you use hard numbers, that's good. The projects, make sure if you can link those up in any way. Like if you have a GitHub link to the code that you contributed to it, it's a lot of languages, so I'm assuming that was like a group project in college. Yeah, worked with team. So if you can link to that in GitHub, or if you have a demo you can show off, anything like that, link that up, that'll help out a lot. Now, the portfolio. The first time I loaded this, it took 5 or 6 seconds to load, so it's a pretty heavy site. You wanna compress the video. There's a software called Handbrake that will let you compress the video. And then the same thing for these pictures down here. I downloaded one of them, and it was 639 kilobytes. It was this one right here. If you go to tiny PNG, I already compressed it, but it reduced the file size down to 165 kilobytes, so 75% reduction, and you don't really lose any of the image quality. Like this is the compressed one. You can see these are a little bit blurrier, but when it's small like this on your portfolio, nobody's gonna notice, and it'll help improve the site speed a lot. Now, let's go back up here. I probably wouldn't include your picture because people, like, they'll judge you subconsciously, even if they don't intend to, like subconscious, you know? So don't give them a reason not to call you. Just something I've heard Josh Fluke say. Don't include a picture on your resume or your portfolio. I'm not a fan of the sliders because like React 50%. Who says you're at 50% with React? What if you go in and they ask you questions and you just slay those questions and they're like, dang, this dude knows what he's talking about. He's a freaking React expert. We got to have him. But on here, you're saying you React 50%, so maybe they don't even call you. Maybe they're like, he's only 50%. We need somebody who's like a solid 70, 80%. So let them decide what percent you're at based on your projects and then how you answer questions. The timeline here is cool. Is that an image? Oh, that's CSS? Nice. I like that. It's good. So it's built in React? No, it's not. All right, interests. So these kind of overflow. The design kind of right there is kind of odd in my opinion. Unless you're going for like the image and then the text is like a background. But if you are, fix that right here because the text is in front of the image. It just kind of looks odd to me. Oh, that filters, that's awesome. I didn't notice that before. These images, like I said, compress those with tiny PNG. That'll, assuming you get like 75% reduction on all of these. I don't want to do the math, but that'll make your site faster. What is this? Description. The portfolio site is created by Michael Flores. So this is you're including a picture of your portfolio site on your portfolio. I probably wouldn't do that because like they know you built this, or at least they hope you did. If you build your portfolio on WordPress and you want to be a full stack developer or something like that, it's cheating. Don't do that. Build it out of React or HTML and CSS, like hard code it. Don't use WordPress. Anyway, I like that you have the demo linked up on these. This one looks a little bit broken though. So maybe you're still working on that. I don't know. I'd include a GitHub link right here so they can go see the code and see your code. And then also I'd have the demo link right here just so they can click on the demo there too. The description, they can click on that to find it. Are you using like a jQuery plugin for that? I feel like I've used that before. Or did you hard code that? If you hard coded that, props. Anyway, those are good. This part looks off. Like I feel like the contact, I feel like you need a line break right here or something like that. Like make this part display block so it's not I don't want to go through and fix that, but fix that so it's not like right next to the portfolio section. And then the React thing. Why is this here? It's not, I have React dev tools. So generally any site that's built in React has that turned on so I can see React. So I'm not sure why that's not showing up if this is built in React. It's kind of weird. I like the form thing you have set up. That's cool if that actually works. See, you got your GitHub here. Throw that on your portfolio. It's looking a little light, so make sure you're coding, contributing something every day, even if it's just like you updated the README. Just having a lot of those green check marks looks really good. And then you got your LinkedIn, so that's awesome. I'll go connect you then with I'll go connect with you on there after I'm done with this. So overall, pretty good looking portfolio. Just gotta compress the file size a little bit and make a few small changes to it. Also, is it responsive? Let's find out. Oh, it's responsive and that sticks to the header. That's cool. Maybe work on the design for this a little bit because that looks a bit off. I'd probably make these switch to like a 1 column thing. So like each one of these takes up 1 column instead of having a 3 column layout on mobile. And then the spacing there is kind of off. And then make sure this switches to. All right, so up next we got Charles here. Charles, first thing, I would take off the address because some companies will screen you out based off of where you live. If you're applying, like I lived in Shreveport and I was applying for jobs in Dallas, and I know there's companies that screened me out because I didn't live in Dallas. Also, it looks like you're trying to use my resume template, but the design is a little bit off. I have a solution. Email me and I will send you my resume template so you can just switch out the text and then it will look nice and clean. But besides a few design things, I think it looks pretty good. Like you got your free code camp stuff on here. If you've completed anything on there, I would put a link to the certificate or put that you have the certificates down here. That would help out a lot. Master of music, that's awesome. And then you're doing Udemy too. Cool. So do these are all on Heroku, and then your portfolio site. That's awesome. And then good that you have a portfolio and GitHub on there. So those, which one is your portfolio? This is your portfolio. This is the free code camp portfolio, isn't it? Sweet. It looks like you put like a little bit of like a personal twist on it though. So like it looks way better than the default free code camp portfolio. I like that. And then I like this parallax thing you did. I wonder if did you hard code that or did you steal something that did that for you? If you hard coded that, props, dude. Tell me more. Okay, gotcha. So that just links down to the next one. So you got like your experience, you got your portfolios. I'd put a link to the GitHub on there. Maybe just have 2 buttons. So visit the website and then see the code, and then see the code can just go to your GitHub of that particular website. Schedule appointment. So that actually goes somewhere, and this is like a legit site. That's cool. Random pain relief exercise generator. What? Interesting. We actually plugged into some API for that. That's a pretty cool project. And then exercise tracker. Nice. So yeah, you have some pretty good projects on there. I like those. I would include another button down here for your resume if you're trying to get a job as a developer, and then update the 2017 thing right here to 2020. So it looks like you're putting in work on this still. And then is it responsive? We're just gonna start playing a game called Is It Responsive? I like the hamburger nav if you built that. And then it's responsive, so good job on that. So solid portfolio, I like it. All right, so now we're on to another one here. I'm not gonna try to butcher your name because I would totally butcher your name. Again, with the address, I'd be careful with that because companies will screen you out based on where you live. I'd get rid of the picture too. It's not like a bad picture or anything. It's just people subconsciously judge you, you know? So take that off. There was some grammatical stuff in here, like between the period and the A, put a space in between the period and the A, and then also right here. And then the languages, they have like, I don't know if it's everywhere, but from my understanding, there is a scale universally for languages. So like Spanish, you can be like an A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2. I'm like an A1.5 basically in Spanish, but find out where you're at on those for English and German and use those instead, because that'll give them like a hard understanding of where you're at. Unless there's like a universal dot scale that I'm not aware of, then you can keep it. Otherwise, try and find some like scale that will say like where you're at, because like A is like you can barely speak it to like an elementary level, and then C is like you're decent at it, and then B is like you're decent at it, and then C is like you're pretty good to almost fluent. So try and do that. Let's see here. What else did I have? The skills, good communication skills, able to deal with new people and places, agile to explore every new detail in my major. I think you mean eager. That word right there, not agile. Creativity, flexibility, able to work long hours. See, these are all just like buzzwords that like everybody has. I don't know if you need that. Are you trying to become a developer? If you're trying to become a developer, replace those with like the languages you know. Mechanical engineering. So you're not trying to become a developer. But still, these skills aren't like the best ones to have because they're just like buzzwords that everybody has. The work experience here, what I would do is get rid of the skills and then the interests. And then you can bring up ushering and languages to like right here. And then you can expand work experience to take up this whole bottom section down here. And then you can get into bullet points on what you did, like coordination and logistics member. Give a few bullets about what you did. Like maybe you like led 6 people in logistics stuff. I'm not really sure what you did here, but you just have like some bullet points of what you did. Fundraising member, so you could put like a bullet saying I raised $10,000 or $1,000 or $100, however much you did. And then accounting teacher assistant, you can put like some details about what you did there. Besides that, I like the color scheme. That looks good. And like that you got your LinkedIn up there, your email, phone number, nice. I'd probably take your birthday off too, because they can discriminate based on how old you are as well. But yeah, I'd take your birthday off and then where you live off. Besides that, good job. All right, so next one we got here, same thing with all the other pictures. I would probably take the picture off because people will like subconsciously judge you. I like the phone number, the email, the B4, so that's your address. Take that off because you don't want people screening you out based on where you live, unless you want to get a job there. If you want to get a job there, I guess it's not like completely bad. Actually, I guess if you live in like a bad part of town, they could judge you off that maybe. I don't know. I just probably wouldn't put your where you live on there. But Python developer, that's awesome. Python's fun. One of the reasons I got into development was because 1, I wanted to be a hacker, and then 2, I liked data. So I'm not doing either of the reasons I got into code. I just like Python. It's just like such a nice language. The way they use white space to, it's just so simple. Anyway, hacker rank link on there, nice. I've not seen that before. I think that's a good thing. I would probably put, if you're ranked highly on there, that's a good thing. I would try to see if you can make these hyperlinks so you can just click on it and go to it instead of having to highlight the link. But you got your like 5-star Python thing. I'm not too deep into hacker rank, but I'm assuming that's good. So awesome. And then you got your LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter on there. Just make sure those are like professional if you're going to include them. Professional skills, problem solving, data analytics, web analytics, machine learning. Those are pretty good. The problem solving is kind of just like a buzzword thing that everybody uses. I'm an aspiring data scientist, machine learning engineer with exceptional analytics skills. I've kicked on my career as a Python developer and aspire to grow into leadership roles in data analytics and project management in the coming years. I'm keen to learn directly from seasoned industry professionals. I like that. I'm keen to learn directly from seasoned industry professionals. That's good. Understand the complete IT business cycle and add value to my own initiatives, with my own initiatives. Gotcha. All right. It might just be my PDF thing, but I'd probably add a little bit of space between the technical skills and this right here. Like we need a little bit more space to make it more readable. I don't know. I guess we might just be trying to cram everything on here because you have a lot of good stuff you need to put on here. You could reduce the spacing on this header part a little bit, and that would let us expand this section a little bit, and we could give some more spacing between the bottom of this and the headings. That's just like my design preference though. Core skills, Python, SQL, C#, MongoDB. All right, awesome. So you got some good data science skills going on there. And then you got the Google Analytics, WordPress, Facebook marketing. So those are great to have on there too. Ubuntu terminal, sweet. Do you dual boot anything? Do you have like Linux running on your machine or anything? I guess you do. Ubuntu, right there. Python, Visual Studio, experience, Python developer at Codex. From then, if you can put any kind of, I'd get rid of the bullet points here on all these and just have Python developer at Codex, and then below that have bullet points talking about kind of like what you did at Codex, because you were there for almost a year. So you've got to have a little bit of like experience, and you can go into detail about. Projects, deep learning based stock market prediction system. That's awesome. I think it might just be on my PDF viewer, but this little curly bracket right here is off a little bit compared to where it should be. And then that's kind of tiny, so we got to zoom in a little bit on there. Developed multiple LST. If there's a way you can break those down into bullet points so they can just like see at a glance, like developed LSTM models using Kubernetes and TensorFlow. Because this says deep learning based stock market prediction system, so they can kind of assume that it was used to predict stock market data. Again, if there's any way you can break those out into like 3 separate short bullet points, that'd be great. And then if you have those, if you have the code on like GitHub or anywhere they can see the code so they can see how you wrote it, that'd be awesome too. Flappy Birds. You made Flappy Birds in C#. Nice. Certifications, data scientist with Python. Cool. Maybe add some more space on the bottom, because like right now it looks like it should keep going. But you can fix that when you reduce the space right here a little bit. So overall, that's like a really good resume. I like the design. That's like a cool picture. Just a few things to fix, and you'll be on your way, man. All right, last one here is Steve. So same thing with the address. I'd probably take the address off so they don't have a reason not to call you based on where you live. And then this right here, when I click on it, it takes me to my email instead of your portfolio. So I don't know if those links are like overlapping or something like that, but it takes me to my email instead of my portfolio, or instead of your portfolio. And then I can't highlight it to copy it as a PDF. So I can't copy and paste that. And it's just kind of annoying to have to go to Steve. Yeah, it's kind of annoying to like have to type that out. But like, you have your GitHub and LinkedIn up there too. That's awesome. Full stack software dev. So is that what you're currently doing, or is this your goal? I'd probably put like experience and then put this as like a subheading. Also, I get rid of the bullets here and just have those as like 2 separate paragraphs. Bullets are for like short, distinct things. Paragraphs are just a little different. 1,100 hours of coding experience in Python, JavaScript, and Angular. Nice. So that looks good. Yeah, that part looks good. Experience with. So these, again, I don't really like the bullets. I don't understand why you have a bullet for Python and Java, and then a bullet for JavaScript, CSS, HTML, a bullet for Spring, Bot, Node, Django, Angular, Bootstrap, Express, a bullet for Git and GitHub, a bullet for MySQL and MongoDB. Like, if you're gonna have bullets, have a bullet for each one, not just kind of try and categorize them. Like, these are like front-end developer languages, so I can kind of see why you're putting those together. And then GitHub and Git, those are like code management tools, so I can see why you put those together. And then same thing with those, but it just doesn't look the best. I'd probably separate them all into their own bullets, or just get rid of the bullets and have each one like standing alone. So like Python, Java, JavaScript, CSS, and maybe like 4 columns and 3 rows or something like that. Technical projects, put links to your projects if you can. Yeah, if this is the title of the project, just like make that link go straight to the GitHub page with that project, or a demo of the project, or you can put like demo next to it, and then that can go to the project demo. Professional experience. I don't understand why it's full stack web developer up here. Okay, so this is kind of like your objective statement part. Gotcha. Okay, so maybe just put like objective, and then in there talk about how you want to become a full stack developer. Professional experience, managed office sushi restaurant. Dude, sushi is the greatest food in the entire world. Supported a POS system implemented in C++ with ongoing. Dude, so did you like program the POS system? That's awesome. If you did, okay, you didn't, because C and C++ is not a skill, but it's cool that you, I'm guessing you kind of like worked on it or something maybe. Education, Coding Dojo achievement, top grade, nice. Good job on that. 3 black belts, that's cool. Okay, I was wondering where you got the exact number of like how much code you've learned. Make sure have you been coding since you got out of Coding Dojo? All right, you have. Awesome. Good job. That's something that's not good that we see sometimes. People will like graduate from the boot camp or whatever coding school they're doing, and then you just see their GitHub just stop as soon as they graduate. They don't code anymore. They just keep applying, don't get new stuff. But you're still building stuff. That's awesome. Did you get a job? Is this? Haha, did you team? Yeah, you did Team Treehouse. Nice. That looks good. And then we have your portfolio here. So what does this go to? GitHub. I'd probably get it like a link, like a GitHub image and put that there instead of this, because with it just being a link, I'm not really sure where it goes to unless I hover over it or click on it. But good thing, I mean, good, make those link outside and like open in a new tab instead of closing out of your portfolio. Good job on that. About me. That's cool. I like that parallax effect. Good job. About me, get in touch. Nice. And then they can subscribe. So you have like a newsletter or something like that. Update the date to 2020. Let's chat. So you implemented some plugin that lets you chat with them. And then same thing down here. Like that's universally, that's like a link indicator. Replace it with a image of like the GitHub logo so people know that where that link goes to. Or I don't know, wherever you're located, that might, near in California, I don't think that means GitHub in California. But you got your projects here, host those somewhere. Can you host Python projects on Heroku? I'm not sure where you can host Python projects. I know like Angular or JavaScript, you can do that on Heroku, or check out Netlify, you might be able to do it on there. I haven't really looked into where you can host Python stuff. This is a wonderful stock photo that I have seen my designers use a lot. So nice. Don't understand why that is like off-centered. Is it just to make these more visible? Also, I'd break these into 2 columns. This section seems a little bit big for me. If you have it positioned on the right there to help with readability, I don't think that's why you do, because it moves over when you make it smaller. Yeah, break that out into 2 columns. Maybe add an overlay to this image to make these stand out more so you can see it. But I like those pictures. Those are good. It's responsive, right? We just checked that kind of. Oh, whoa. Do I need to refresh? There we go. Okay. That wasn't looking good for a sec. Get in touch. Maybe add some space between that. Oh, those slide in. Okay, that's cool. See, that looks really good on mobile. The 1 column thing. Or them sliding in. I like that animation. And then add some space down there too. Does this work? Okay, so you got validation on it. Cool, it works. It looks like. And then I like the hamburger menu. I like that animation too. That's good. So overall, pretty good portfolio. So, okay, it uses JavaScript to determine which layout to use instead of media queries? Question mark? Why is this not expanding? Figure out why this is adaptive instead of responsive, because you want to make websites responsive versus adaptive. So if somebody resizes the screen like that, like maybe they have like multiple browsers windows open at once, like maybe they're a trader and they've got like their trading stuff going over here and then something else over here. Just make sure your website's adaptive. I mean responsive, not adaptive. Anyway, overall, good portfolios and good resumes, guys. If you want yours reviewed, send it to me. My email's in the description below. It will be in a video if I use it, so just be aware of that. If you want to come join the Discord, there's a link in the description below. You can talk tech with other people and get to know web developers around the world. And we got a lot of great people in there that can answer your questions and help you out and provide feedback. I think that's about it. So I will see you next time. Peace.
Round 1.